We need a bit of reggae today. It's the Monkey King tomorrow, so might as well have a bit of Oriental music. I made it. What a day. What a day. What do you want, Monkey? Oh. Hello. You should have sound. Can you hear me? You are live. Please do not swear. As they say in Eurovision. You muted it. How's it going? Let's just say my day has been fighting the wonderful thing that's called the National Health Service in the United Kingdom. Or more, I should say, not a health service. Honestly. The tales I could tell you that I've had today. How about starting with a statement on Harry Kane? He might win a trophy now. Wouldn't it be ironic that Tottenham win a trophy before Bayern Munich? That would just be super ironic. So yeah, my one of my relatives had a fall on Sunday. I had a call, but my mum was there first. So she calls the ambulance. 6 hours later, still no ambulance, but this fall specialist call responder woman rocks up, gets her up, gets her standing. She's fine. She's back to normal. She only fainted. It wasn't a problem. My mum wasn't strong enough to pick her up. In hindsight, but apparently this fall specialist they sent out isn't a isn't qualified to make a medical assessment as to whether or not the patient is safe. That's it. No more. We're done. We're done. So, consequently, I mean, she's perfectly fine. We knew she would be. She's fallen over before, and she doesn't really hurt herself. She's like the most bounciest person I've ever known. So anyway, consequently, we're sat there, and they're like, oh, she needs to wait for this consultant, clinical assessment person to call to basically say whether or not she needs to go to hospital. Because apparently, quote, she's been laying on the ground for more than an hour, so therefore we must test things. I'm like, fine, okay. Anyway, so they're on the phone to my mum. And this is a cheek, right? So we called the emergency services for an emergency service, and we didn't get any response for 8 hours. And then the person on the other end of the phone has the cheek, this is like 10 o'clock at night by now, to lecture my mother that she basically said, I don't see the point in taking her to the hospital because she's done this before. They take her to the hospital, they run some tests, and they say she's all fine, and they send her home. So it's basically a process of nothing because, you know, she's elderly. So unless there was something broken, which she never breaks anything, then it was no point. And she was like, oh, so you're refusing to take her? And I'm like, are you the cheek of it? An emergency services person who's meant to be an emergency service isn't sending anyone and then criticizing the relatives for not taking her to the hospital when it's not their job. I'm like, I just lost it. I was not happy. Anyway, that was like before the stream yesterday. So they basically, in the end, they said, oh, well, we'll get the out of hours doctor. The out of hours doctor said they don't want anything to do with it because it's the NHS. Nobody wants to hold themselves responsible. Consequently, we're waiting, said, we're still going to send an ambulance. The ambulance turns up, kid you not, at 1 o'clock today. She fell over yesterday at 10 a.m. 28 hours. As I said to them on the phone, it's a good thing she wasn't dying, because if she'd be dying, she'd be dead by now. Oh, honestly. So anyway, they ship her down to the hospital. They take her to the hospital. They do a bunch of different tests and scans, even though she's perfectly fine. And then I'm sat there all day, all afternoon. I've been calling them every couple of hours, like, what's the status? Is she ready to go home? Because I'm like, I know the hospital's not going to keep her because the hospital doesn't want to keep, you know, elderly people in hospital unless they're ill. I'm like, they're not going to do it. So anyway, I calls them like at 8 o'clock, about 8:30. You know, she ready to go home. And they say, oh yeah, the doctor's been, everything's fine, everything's normal. A relative's picked her up. I'm like, there's only 2 relatives that could pick her up, and one of them I'm speaking to, and I said I would go do it. So who the hell is picking her up? So I get down to the hospital. I'm walking around the hospital trying to find her. I'm like, where the hell is she? I'm here to pick her up. What the hell? The nurse doesn't know where she is. Oh, she's in reception. I go to reception. She's not in reception. For the receptionist to go, oh yeah, we put her in a taxi. I'm like, what do you mean you put her in a taxi? Oh yeah, we put her in a taxi. I'm like, why didn't you, like, call me? I would have taken them home. That's what I'm like. So basically, they spent 36 hours getting her to the hospital, and then we're like, within 5 minutes, shoved her in a taxi and sent her home. But the National Health Service is the best thing in the world, right? The National Health Service is amazing. Honestly, the National Health Service is a joke. It should be abolished by the way it's running right now. It wasn't that I was mad. I was literally sat there in front of the receptionist kind of going like, okay. I felt a bit like, you know, what must they think of me as a person because I didn't even come pick her up as a relative? I'm like, well, I didn't even know. I was here. I was trying to find her. At one point, I thought she'd been kidnapped. Honestly. I should not know. I shouldn't, but... But literally, 36 hours. You know, and all even to the extent like I was calling through, they transfer me to the accident emergency. Nobody'd pick up and it just auto end. And I call back and say, oh yeah, it hung up. It's like, oh yeah, if nobody answers the phone, it just hangs up. I'm like, can you not just have someone answer the goddamn phone? I'm like, I know, you know, they tried to say, oh, the NHS under extreme pressure. I'm like, it's the middle of summer. Like, if you haven't even got the resources to answer a phone call in the middle of summer, you have got some serious organization problems. Honestly. So that's been my last 48 hours. I kind of didn't worry about it last night when we were streaming because it was kind of like, oh, well, they probably won't turn up now. It's been so late. But yeah, they rocked up. I mean, she even had like a local district nurse kind of person come along and say, oh, she's absolutely fine. So she literally had a medical professional come check her over, and they still wanted to take her to the hospital, even though the medical professional that knows her was like, oh no, she's fine. This is okay. But what's worse is you rock up down the hospital and they've literally just got patients stuck in an ambulance waiting to get in accident and emergency. And I'm like, well, if you didn't take the person who didn't need to go down to accident and emergency and take up all the hospital resources, the people in the ambulance wouldn't feel like they have to be stuck in an ambulance waiting for their turn to get into A&E, you know? It's just... It's a broken system. And no amount of money in the world is going to solve it, you know? I do worry about people who are genuinely ill, who are genuinely needing those services, and they have no access to those services because of these decisions that are being made, you know? No, it doesn't cost anything because it's a National Health Service, right? So the way it works in the UK is everything is free, beyond like prescriptions and certain services. If you need emergency medical care, it's all free, which is a perk. But as I've pointed out to some people in the past who like try to judge me for saying it should be torn down and rebuilt, I'm like, it's not much of a service if you actually can't get an emergency service. It doesn't matter if it's free if you don't get an ambulance for 24 hours. It's like, it's not much of a system, really. Anyway, that's my trauma dump for the start of the stream. We'll get that out of the way. So, well, all it is, right? What they're actually worried about is they're all worried about, because she's elderly, they're all worried about getting in trouble. So the person on the other end of the phone, because they can't actually see the patient, they're like, oh, well, we better take her in, otherwise we'll get in trouble. The local GP who treats her, you know, if her, basically her primary care is like, well, you know, if you've had to call out someone, I don't want to touch it in case I get in trouble. And then the ambulance is going to turn up and they're going to go, well, you know, we've been called out, so if we don't take you, we don't want to get in trouble. But the moment they realise they're not going to get in trouble for anything, it's like, oh, shove her in a taxi and send her home. I don't even blame the Tories. James, the Welsh NHS is Labour run. Has been for 20 years. The Tories have no responsibility. You think it's bad in England. You don't know how bad it is in Wales. It is twice as worse in Wales. It is so bad in Wales. And it's not the Tories to blame. Because Labour have been running it. As much as they will cry Tory blame, it is actually Labour who are causing this problem. Because they refuse to acknowledge the fundamental problem that they have awful processes and awful people who have no idea about how to care for people anymore, and all they want to do is treat numbers. Yeah, they forced her to go to hospital. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, we do have some perks. Don't get me wrong. There's some elements that are good, Darren. But she was fine, yeah. So basically what's been happening with her is, and this is an issue with I think general, they're treating her by the numbers. So because her blood tests are coming back slightly abnormal, they are going, oh, well, you need this medication and you need that medication. And her history is she's never good with medication that's been made by men, like man-made medicine. She's just not good at it. So whenever they give her like any sort of like man-made medicine, it just doesn't agree with her body. So they kept giving her more and more. So what happened was they gave her something that caused her to faint. And when she's on the floor, my mum wasn't strong enough to pick her back up. When she was like up into a position, she lifts herself, she's fine. But they just keep messing around, and it's just like they don't listen to anyone anymore. They just look at a spreadsheet and go, this number's off, you need treatment. And it's just so depressing to watch. It's not that it's not that I'm trying to say I know more than the medical professionals, but you would think they would take into consideration the family's, you know, like position. I know how she has been for the last 15 to 20 years. Hey, Joseph. We've had better days. We've had worse. I'll be nice one day that Solry actually works on a rumor. So. Okay, no peril, that's good. Let's try and kill you off now. One down. Oh, we've certainly proc peril right now. Peril is definitely out. Oh no. Whoa. It's close. Yeah, I did think that Dentaplanes, but I've kind of took out his reviver, so he can't really do anything. I should have actually attacked the Mortu there. I don't think he's got enough to kill anyone anyway, even if he's got peril. He's been really unlucky. He's had no peril at all. One question. I pulled 10 randomly void and got my first Yumiko. Ooh. Yeah, fast with high accuracy, Ruz. That's how I build Yumiko, if I had her. Every day. So we are going to talk about the Monkey King, right? Monkey King. How long we got here? For 9 minutes playing time. Monkey King. Big news coming out of Monkey King. Monkey King, big news. The A2 ignores Stone Skin. The A2 ignores Stone Skin, which means Monkey King is very, 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 very good. He's going to change the arena meta. It might finally kill off Ultimate Death Knight. It might just push Ultimate Death Knight's heavy, heavy resistance. But this is big news. Monkey King is big. He can't get himself sheeped. They've clarified two things. First thing, A2 goes through Stone Skin. Secondly, he can't sheep himself by placing sheep. So it's massive. It basically makes him very, very strong. Yes, it's confirmed. It's a confirmed two-way content creator from Plarium. The A2 will ignore Stone Skin, and it won't create him to be sheeped. So he cannot be sheeped back. They had to, because otherwise he was useless. Deflection. Deflection could possibly send it back, because the debuff won't be protected yet. Like, Yumiko will probably be able to send it back or something crazy with Yumiko, unless they put an exception. So yeah, so basically, if you see a Taras, you put Wukong in, you basically go Taras, sheep. Ultimate Death Knight, sheep. If you want to get rid of the Reviver, Siphi, sheep. It's really strong. So I'm actually going to build him. We'll probably stay up tomorrow. Not tomorrow, when is it going to be? We'll probably stay up for the, like we did with our attack. We will stay up late and we'll actually wait to get him straight away, and I'll make him out straight away. I'm probably going to build mine in Reflex, super fast, super high accuracy. And the goal is to basically have him cycle as A2 all the time, so I can constantly just A2 people as I need. He can sheep himself from his A1 though, so that's the only downside. No, his A2. He can't sheep himself by placing sheep. So his A2, when you place the A2 damage, when you place the A2 sheep, that sheep can't cause sheep. So what basically, it means you can't create a situation where he sheeps himself by trying to play sheep. It does need accuracy, but it will go through block debuffs. It will basically go through everything. It's why it's so good. Because you basically don't need to run A3, you just A2 and find the targets. When you see those teams, there's like 10 buffs and everyone, fine. Just A2 sheep them and take them out of the equation. Take the problem. When you sheep someone, they lose their skills. So if you want to sheep the Duchess, you can. If you want to sheep the Siphi, you can. If you want to sheep the Rotus, you can. Taras, Marichka. It's going to change. This is the first champion in a long time that is going to absolutely change the arena meta. The arena meta is going to go through a big change. Because you can't just get away with Stone Skin delaying anymore. Because he's going to stop that. Because you can pick the target that's causing the problem, take them out of the equation, then you can kill them. Well, no, because you just sheep her. Cool. Just sheep her, and then you can target the other ones. Because he's... Well, I suppose you can't because she's in sheep, not veil. Yeah, it's a fair point. It is a fair point, yeah. A2 equals immune to polymorph. That's so in. Yes. So he cannot be polymorphed by placing polymorph. What was the question? Someone asked me about his A2. Do you think you could do a video on a Chris slow tune using a marked? I can try, Joseph. It's been a minute. Question about Monkey King's A2 wording. Is it only the surplus damage that can be crit or the initial? So the way that it will work is the first attack can be critically hit. And when you kill someone, any excess damage will be placed on all other enemies. And that will ignore 50% of the defense, but that one cannot crit. So the first attack is important to crit because you want to kill someone. Once you've killed them, it'll spread to the rest. Now, if you're using them in arena as not a nuker, then you don't want to do damage on that A2, right? You want to be a low damage build because you want to sheep them. But if you want, there's a potential when we see his multipliers tomorrow that he actually is a very strong damage dealer as well. So we'll have to see how his multipliers come out. So, hey DJ, he's gonna be very good. I think Yumiko might at Ethoface. I expect Yumiko to do weird things with him. Yeah, I mean, any champion needs to have ignore defense to be a competent damage dealer. Once they've got that, then it's fine. It could push us to a resistance meta. But generally, resistance is not really a good meta because increased accuracy is much easier to manage than increased resistance. So you will generally find that it's very hard to beat a resistance meta. It's very hard to beat an accuracy check, you know? Deflection works the same way, Etho. But things like Reho passive does not, right? Anything that takes the debuff first won't work. Anything that doesn't take the debuff first will work. Because once you take the debuff, it gets protected and you can't transfer it back. Whereas both Yumiko and Deflection never received the debuff to begin with, so it can't be protected until you've received it. It can place block buffs. Well, no, because if the first attack resists, it won't work. M94. I'd imagine his block buffs will be tied to his ability to deal damage, so no. His sheep is protected. His sheep is protected. It's been shown in the little snippets and everything. Yeah, it's really strong. It's basically pick a target you don't want in the fight and put him out of the fight. To me, this is what sheep should have been, right? I much prefer sheep being a targeted skill that I have to use than a passive skill that just gets used on me. Right? Because that's the problem. When you have polymorph on 4 champions, the RNG rolls quite often. There's no cooldown. There's still a 3-turn cooldown. This is what sheep should be. Pick a target, take them out. But once you've picked that target, you're out of cooldown. You've got to wait, right? And you can work around it. You can counter him. You can take away his abilities. You can block active skills. You can go before him. You can go and try and out-resist him. There are counters to it. There are no counters to polymorph. And this is why, you know, those blessings are not accurate. I actually think this is a good implementation of polymorph. If you forget how bad polymorph is everywhere else in the game and just thought, okay, one champion can put someone to sheep, you wouldn't really be that bothered. But because it's every champion has 1% chance without requiring any stats to basically put someone to sheep, it's just too damn dominant. Would an immunity type set 25% increased resistance? No, the problem with increased resistance has always been, in order for increased resistance to be relevant, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything done here. In order for increased resistance to work, you have to take a turn. But you need to not take a turn. You don't really want to take a turn with resistance, if you know what I mean, right? So the point that I'm sort of trying to make is that the reason why increased resistance has never really found its way into the meta is in order for increased resistance to work, you are building resistance to not take a turn first, which means you need it before you enter the round. It's why Necra is so strong, because his buffs go on at the start of the round, whereas Andresia, you never see any game time because she has to physically take a turn in order for her to do anything. So I think that's going to remain the problem. And when you think increased accuracy is something that you will build before you take a turn, those issues then persist, you know? That's what I mean. With this set, you won't need to take a turn, yeah. With that set, yeah, I don't know. I think you need the buff. That's really annoying. It's really annoying that Rota's passive is like this. Because I just needed him to stay alive one more turn. Please don't have A3. Okay, good. Necra is on the death's door, but it's fine. Oh, it's not fine. I think I lost this. Because I can't get around the Rotus. Oh, that might help me. Stun would have been helpful there. He's got his A3 back. He's going to one-shot my Duchess. Rotus wins. Unless he has his revive. No. The problem is increased accuracy is just more available as well, right? There's not that many increased resistance champions. Whereas you've got people like Lady Kimmy now, right? You've got people like Archbishop. I think Archbishop does increase accuracy. You've got other champions now that bring increased accuracy, which you never had before. So that's the other challenge you've got. is how do you deal with a problem? Uko's in stun. So. Yeah, I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, it will just make like people like Yumiko and Warlord and that even stronger, but, you know. Yeah, Razavag with increased accuracy. Like, the increased accuracy now is much more prominent than it's ever been before. I should have banned the Rotus, actually. I mean, it should be quite fast. Would you a Pythian in Bolster? My Pythian is built in Bolster. Bolster. Look at all this stone skin nonsense. Oh, well, we got rid of 2. Well, it was going so well. I mean, he can't really do anything. He's just going to A1 over and over. Shooter, welcome to the minion ship. Thank you. Thank you for the team for the work on the optimizer. Used it for the first time this week and I'll use it every time now. Great to hear, Trance. There are numbers of issues that I still need to fix. I've been working today on... Okay, about this. I'll do that. I've been working today on trying to fix a number of issues. I've squashed more bugs that haven't been released yet. I'm conscious that obviously the balanced mode is still a problem for a lot of people. And I would just say to people, bear with us. We are working, like I'm working on trying to find better solutions for a lot of these situations. Just kill him. Let's just kill him. So yeah. Rotus kind of scares me, but I can't really do anything at the moment. Oh, man. I can get rid of his passive. Hopefully he won't kill me. Hopefully he won't kill me. Oh, please don't kill me. I get a revive. It's good. Hey, Juggernaut. I am not using Ultimate Death Knight. I will never use Ultimate Death Knight. It always comes down to this, doesn't it? Always comes down to Rotus. And he's going to win because of Rotus. It's always because of Rotus. Oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. 20 million now. Every time. I got this close to killing him. I just made him... I was trying to flex with Fernax to really make it different, but I should just carry on with my current build. It's every single arena fight. I mean... No win condition. I'll eventually win. It might take me 10 minutes, but I'll eventually win. Isn't Constantine better than... No. It's better than Fenax, yeah. But I was worried that if I picked Constantine, they would ban the Constantine anyway. And then I would be left with Vlad. I mean, I don't get to play the game for a while. Because I don't get turns. But, you know. We'll get there eventually. Would you build Pythian in Bolster for Arena? Yes, he is built in Bolster for Arena, Skullman. That's how I've built my Pythian. Ooh, we can attack someone. Okay. We did some damage. Well, if we're lucky, we'll kill the Warlord by the time we get a skill back. This is how, by the way, this is how we can talk about game balance. Because if a team of purely support champions can beat my team because I can't play the game, that tells you everything about the game state. That a team of very few OP champions, no matter what they're in, basically can win this because they're going to be able to just constantly tank and constantly do everything, which is what's going to happen here. A ban the Rotus doesn't really matter because Yumiko and Warlords are going to keep this going every single goddamn time. I can't do anything because I have no access to my skills. I can't even place debuffs because Yumiko Hex. They'll win because I can't take abilities. The only way I win is if I can get lucky and do that. Now I might have a chance. Because the Yumiko wasn't as tanky, I might have a chance now. Because I broke the chaining. And also because they attacked my Yumiko. Now I've won. So good. It was close though. Because if they were chaining it the way they were, I would have been in trouble. If that Yumiko was built more tankier and the Warlord didn't actually attack my Constantine, it would have been okay. But they gave me cooldown on my Necret by attacking my Constantine. You never attack a Necret protected target because of that. You're just giving me agency. So now I can just go in here. Nailed it. Game. No, not yet. What's with the Indian tunes? I picked a continental one for the Monkey King. You know, I wanted to go a little bit more oriental today. So I thought, something for the Monkey King. It just happens to be it's turned a little bit into Jungle Book rather than Chinese mythology, I guess. So. I mean, we do live arena because I have to, not because I want to. I'm trying to get my area bonuses up. Yeah, Necret is king. I agree. I personally believe the Warlord shouldn't have a turn meter drop on his A3. I feel like full lockout of all skills on a 4-turn cooldown is more than adequate for a Void Legendary. Yeah, do you know what? I was worried with the Prism video that people might downvote it a little bit because I was positive about it. But I feel like in the video I was pretty fair to say, look, technically it's better odds. Technically it's a better champion pool. So overall, yeah, you do get better opportunities of getting a legendary champion. The only downside is they've made it 80. I didn't notice at the time. And we actually don't know how accessible in terms of event rewards that is going to be. Is it just going to be you have to buy some prisms? Because I'm not going to buy sacred shards because it's essentially what I'm buying. Slightly better than a sacred shard, but it's not going to do it. That being said, you're never going to find a better... You're never going to find a better... a better event to pull a Duchess. Dan the Bear with 5 gifted memberships. God, he's funding this channel. Thank you, Dan the Bear. I really appreciate it. Make sure you give Dan the Bear a massive shout out. Yes. Let's cleanse all that away. Let's lock out the abilities. Oh, I killed them all. My bad. I killed them all. Now you're going to look at why Blood Gorged is terrible in Arena. Ready for it? This is why Blood Gorged is terrible. He just doesn't hit hard enough. It's not going to do it, is it? He's a goner. To be fair, he probably didn't expect me to take his Arbiter out. Did you miss the discussion of the Monkey King? You have a little bit, Kessel, but the TLDR is, I think he's going to be very, very, very strong for Arena. I think he's going to change the Arena meta because the A2 goes through Stone Skin and he can't sheep himself. So he's basically immune to sheep when he does his A2 and he can sheep someone 100% of the chance. It's really good. Streaming every night. I normally stream Monday. I was a bit late today because we had some emergencies that I had to deal with. It's just because I haven't done my re-gearing yet. So I kind of wanted to do my re-gearing to basically take gear off my champions and sell it. So if I didn't do it today, we're going to miss out. He's immune to sheep. Well, when he does his A2, he's immune to sheep. He's not immune to sheep overall. It's when he places sheep, he can't be sheeped by placing sheep. He can still sheep himself off the A1 and the A3, but not the A2. I think that's the context. Ooh, I think I want to take the Jorkit out. Hey, Bronco. How do you see him in Hydra? Very good for Hydra, like an Ugo sub, right? He's a pretty good Ugo sub. Obviously, all this is contextualized about me not knowing his multipliers. I don't know how hard he hits. So it depends on how hard he hits, but definitely as an Ugo substitute, very, very strong. I'm probably going to lose both of my nukers here unless I get a turn. If I can get a turn with my Duchess, there we go, nice. Nice. Lock him out. Are we ready for it? The one, the only, Constantine the Great. There you go. It's over. Is there a recommended minimum crit damage stat for Nightmare Hydra? A lot, basically. There is an error at the moment with the AoE multiplier for the 10%, which I've got to fix, ready to roll out tomorrow probably, on the clan bot, on the optimizer, where it's not actually taking into account the AoE damage reduction when it should be, which is why some people have been having some erroneous errors coming back regarding enemy max HP not actually giving you a cap hit. So, is the sheep resistance coded directly into the A2? It says in the description he's immune. It's what Playroom have confirmed, Kessel. Playroom have come back and have said he won't sheep himself when he sheeps other people. So, yeah, he has block buff. So what he does on his A3 Denta is he basically he steals all buffs. There's actually not that many champions that I know of that has an AoE all buff steal. He might be the only one even. So he steals all buffs and then he places block buffs on all enemies, which means basically he's a great champion for just getting rid of buffs and keeping your block buffs all the time. It's a 3-turn cooldown as well. So if you don't have the Ugo, Ugo's better because you get a decreased defense, you get a heal, a cleanse, A1 leech, you know, there's a bit more utility there. But if you don't have that utility, then it's also a great option. I'm tired of dealing with Rotuses today, honestly. I feel like that's all I've done. Yeah, it's a 3-turn, which is really good. Will the Ignorant Stone Skin be in his description? Probably not, knowing them. Yeah, it's something that came out today. They basically confirmed 2 things. 1, that it would go through Stone Skin, and 2, that he couldn't sheep himself by placing sheep. Well, the biggest problem with Quintus is, 1, there's not enough players with him. 2, he... Essentially, why would you take Quintus when you can take Taras? It's kind of like the fundamental, because the people that generally have Quintus right now have Taras. So it's not that he's disappointing, it's just, why would you take anyone else? I think that's what it comes down to. Why would you even bother taking anyone else when you don't, you know, when you have Taras? Now, once it gets more mainstream, I actually think he's quite good. I think he's very good in Clan Boss. He'd be very good against this team because there's lots of buffs, you know? Might as well start killing him. Not really, Kayla. It's exactly the same thing as it was before. I'm just doing it because I want the area bonuses, not because I particularly enjoy it. I feel like I'm forcing myself to do it rather than enjoying it. Can you polymorph a Hydra head? No. Walking back down. And so becomes the infinite scaling of Life Harvest. Set up on the optimizer is any option that you can uncheck all geared champions when seeking for a better build. All the options there, I couldn't find it. You can, there's an option enabled by default that includes equipped artifacts. You can uncheck that box. It's in the configure tab to basically never include equipped artifacts. I feel like that's what you're asking for. Not fully. He's immune to sheep when he tries to place sheep. That's my understanding. If he does A3 or A1, I think he sheeps himself. But when he places sheep, he is immune. He can't sheep himself by placing sheep. I think that's the way to explain it best. The action of placing sheep doesn't result in you actually getting sheep yourself. So, I mean, that's the problem, isn't it, Demetra? I think that's the fundamental problem with Quintus. Why would you bother using any other damage dealer when you have Taras? There is no point. God, they've built up their defenses. Kill him again. Revive him again. I mean, this is going to take a while. But we'll get there. Because he's not going to win. Oh, I should have A3'd. Never mind. Ultimate Death Knight's out. I forgot this. Well, Quintus' raw damage is low. When you have the buffs, really high. So when you're up against Cupidus teams, Quintus is really strong. But as a raw damage dealer, he can't compete with your traditional damage dealers, right? He just doesn't have the capability to do so. They won't do a test server for him. They never do for these login champions. They didn't do it for Cronum. Hey, Wellesley. So what do you think of Wukong versus Ultimate Death Knight since he's good? Ultimate Death Knight might be dead in the arena now. This might be the first time Ultimate Death Knight's actually killed from arena. Because he's so easily countered now. You basically, if you see Ultimate Death Knight, you take Wukong, you just put him to sleep. The problem is, I don't know if I've got enough raw power to kill the two revivers. Which is what I'm worried about here. I don't actually think I've got enough damage to even, like, kill Ultimate Death Knight. Like, I need Constantine here. Or I need, like, a cycle of window where there's no buffs out. You can see I'm chunking. Might take me another 5 minutes. I just need to get some stun luck. See, once I get him going, the revives will slow them down, right? So she's not going to make a decision. Do I revive the Ultimate Death Knight or do I revive the the Candrathon? Life Harvest is eventually going to win this for me if I can keep my Vlad and my team alive. It's just about whether or not I can keep the team alive. Yeah, Destroy set is 40%. Life Harvest is 60%. So you can see now, I've really knocked out a lot of the Ultimate Death Knight's healing. So because his HP is really damaged, this is going to come easier and easier and easier. just taking a while. Please don't have A2. Please don't have A2. Please don't have A2. Please don't have A2. That's good. That was awkward. Let's take him out of flow. Oh, why did I do that? Revive? No. Revive? No. Revive? I'm pretty sure eventually, as long as I can keep the Vlad alive and we don't get into a bad revive cycle, I will win this. Right, there's a revive going to come out. It's going to boost him. I can instantly kill again. There it goes. I like how he jumped ahead of me, but there you go. It's fine. He's got decreased attack. He can't really do anything. Yeah, so destroy set's capped at 40%. Life harvest is 60%. As you can see, I've destroyed pretty much all. It's getting stupid now. Like, they're not going to be able to win this because I am slowly... It might take me a while, but I am winning this. Because they can't actually keep the support champions alive anymore. It's going to be the longest fight in human history, but I will win this. I'm stealing their continuous heals as well. No, it doesn't. It doesn't stack additively. It stacks to the maximum, right? Whichever one does it to the most. It's the same with multiple life harvests. They can work together to stack up to 60%, but two of them together will not, like... It won't get them beyond 60%. That's a hard limit. Do I think we'll go and counter Necro out of the meta? Potentially. Basically, any stall champion now has a counter. We'll have to see how it plays out, but any stall counter now has a any stall champion that was built just to stall has now a counter. I shouldn't have used the A3 there. I should use the A1. Silly of me. Can I get some stuns? No. Ukko's like 350 accuracy. Thank you. Kill them all again. You might actually have some good damage here. Nope. He's just dead again. Life harvest. So in the bin, what happens is every time they revive someone, because I have a 5-star life harvest, I get 20% Termia. So basically every time she revives, every single enemy she revives, I get 20% Termia. I'm going to win this. It just might take me the full 20 minutes. Because it only starts requiring this. Once I start, like, knocking stun targets, and I start getting A1 counterattacks. There we go. There we go. The Duchess is nearly down. There's probably one more revive in it. There it is. Life harvest. Kill it again. There we go. It's over. God alive. Well, no, because I had a better team. So if it's only 10 minutes, that's a bit unfair on me because I was going to win eventually. Look how much more damage I did. I was going to win eventually. It took me a while. Life Harvest really good, especially when you get to higher awakening. Like, I wasn't dragging that fight out. I knew it would win because I have Life Harvest. No, so maximum HP is dynamic. The set is capped at 40%. Life Harvest is capped at 60%. Some other champions could go higher or lower. Sand Devil, for example, can destroy all the way down to 0%. It's really crazy. So... I mean, I suppose to some extent cost us. You could have said... I think I've lost this one, I'm not going to lie. I think I've lost this one. I could be wrong, though. If he got a good cycle with his Candrathon, then there was a potential he could overcome my team. So technically he had a chance still. It was only when I really started getting the Siphi down to 40% HP when it really started mattering. I'm waiting on 6-star Whisper, yeah. Wow, she just one-shot my Constantine. That hurt. This is why I thought I'd lose, because they got a bit too much damage. Do I wait a turn? It's not going to matter because she got an extra turn with Kaimar. Reset. I didn't revive because you're going to have an AoE. I just know I'm going to lose this. She's still got the AoE, that's the problem. So I'm going to revive and she's just going to AoE me down, look. Yeah. I knew I lost at the moment I went to the fight. Just too much damage. I can't beat Kaimar teams, basically. That's the one thing I really struggle against. I would have been fine if there was no Kaimar, but if I don't ban the Romantu, then I just get locked out of everything, so... Probably I should have taken the Supreme Elhain out, but... No, Life Harvest just takes HP, it's great. The brilliant thing about Life Harvest is even if they are block revived and they try to revive, you still get turn meter. Yeah, I use my Wispin Hydra. No worries, James. We'll probably leave it open for a day or two. So... You're down. That's the Harima dealt with. So now we need to deal with the Rhodus. Do you get a turn meter for every champion revived or revived only once? Every single individual champion. Every single one. So if it's 3 revives, you get 3 batches of 20%. It's going to get an extra turn, so I just can't do anything about it. Does Harima passive affect Sand Devils, Feast and Swarm? Yes. Right, Rotus is dealt with. So now we just got to wait for the stone skin. And then we deal with good old Peril Boy. Oh. Don't know if I've got any damage now. I've lost it. I was unlucky. That was really unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I picked Uko into it, right? So it's always a bit of RNG. You're always running the risk. I ran the risk and I lost that time. It's like... Brr. Valkanen's going to be pummeled to the ground. Anyone uses Valkanen? Its only use was Hydra, and even then it was a bit niche. Let's just take our half rack. Wait, songs. Yeah, green, I haven't done any of it yet. That's what we're going to be doing after this, so... Does Baron use his A1 if it could kill someone? Or do I need to set his AI? You need to set his AI, he's a bit dumb. He likes to do his A3 from time to time. This is the definition of Wait Shadow Legends. I might get a turn. It's very unlikely, but you never know. Oh, I might get a turn now. Right, one down. Ultimate Death Knight's dead. They picked the Heffrack. I'm like, well, I'll just ban the Heffrack and not hit the Ultimate Death and not hit the Mortu, right? As long as I don't hit the Mortu, it's fine. Just wait for the buffs to fall off, kill everyone else, then kill the Mortu. Also, why would you put Ultimate Death Knight with Arbiter? The whole point of Ultimate Death Knight is he doesn't go fast. Arbiter's point is to go fast. Like, he's outrunning his buffs before I even get a chance to take a turn. So he's going to take a turn now, lose all of his buffs. And then I'm just going to come kill him. Because we're going to take his turn meter. Finish him off. It's an odd one. That's the risk you have if you kind of pick two meta. He picked Ultimate Death Knight and Mortu, and then the Heffrack. I'm like, I'll just ban the Heffrack because now you have no damage. Because as long as I don't hit the Mortu, I win. The mistake I made last time is I took Uko. That's why I lost the last one with Mortu. I took Uko. Hard counter. You know, Mortu's a hard counter to Uko. Sometimes you just can ban the nuke and it's fine. Sometimes you can't. You bought it. You got Duchess. I guess that moment of weakness paid off. Congratulations. She's really big. She's really good. I've got a cat next to me. Molten like nobody's business, I would add. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that they decided to pick champions at random. I mean, I'm really tempted to ban whoever he picks last, because I'm not afraid of Blood Gorged. I should be, but I'm not. Yeah. Enough of that nonsense. You're alright. I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't think it'll be a problem. I think Vlad has got enough in him to break this line. I think Vlad can take out Pythian. What Vlad normally struggles against is like the double revivers on an extreme level. Pythian and Arbiter not the same strength as double revivers. Someone like Duchess and Siphi. Build an Emic Klamos team. I broke half my champs, so then I had to build everyone else again, which broke the weaker builds. I feel like all I've done but gear swapping for 2 days. Yeah, that is the problem with Clan Boss sometimes. Yeah, Blood Gorge has block revive, but he has to break through a lot to get to me. I don't know if he's going to have enough. He might be able to kill my Uko. I mean, Zenti's got a +4 Blood Gorge, and he swears he just does no damage, so... I mean, it's like, it's good. He's got agency, so I don't think my Uko's going to interrupt him. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Take away the buffs. No more damage. Blood Gorge now dead. Blood Gorge useless. Watch how wonderful this damage is going to be. 15 turns. Take a turn. Take a turn. Oh, Lord. Wow, so much damage. Wow, time for my turn. Last week, all damage. Yeah, he just doesn't do enough damage. It's a problem. He's Force Affinity to begin with, so has problems with Duchess, and then he just doesn't do enough damage. We'll probably get a Pythian cleanse here, but he's taking every minute of every second. Oh, he's dead. Right, first revive. Who's got it? First revive. Just because the build was stronger without it, I didn't have very good retaliation gear. At the time, I didn't. Maybe I do now. I needed this, like, just getting the raw stats is very difficult, so... Revive number 2. Question for you, Saf. If you have a Cardiel, how would you build him for Arena? High speed, resistance, bolster? Probably speed, res, bolster. Yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it. Obviously, doesn't really want accuracy. You just kind of want, like, the ability to counterattack. Lots of HP, lots of... Just annoying, really. This is going to take a while, but it's going to be another one of those I'm going to win. It just might take me 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, so, Hawkeye, there's a concept between it hits hard and doesn't hit hard enough. What I'm saying is for Arena, it doesn't hit hard enough. It still hits the top 15 damage dealers in the game. The problem is, in order for your Arena champion to be good, it needs to be like the top 3%. We do probably need to look at those ratings in general and try and improve them. They're a bit dated. Let's just hold that, see if I... So I'm building up Skull Crusher for Clan Boss. After getting him, I'm tempted to add him into Arena as well. Do you feel like get working well together? Not really. I think Skull Crusher is a waste. I have a very low value. I have a low... I value... I don't think Skull Crusher is very good as a champion. I have a very low kind of impression of him. I don't think he's very good. I think he's a bot most of the time. Are prizes available? We don't really know. It depends tomorrow, probably. I'm going to guess that the Deck of Fates has some prisms. I would have thought there'll be at least one free pull, surely. Otherwise, it's a bit meh. There we go. I said I'd win. It'd just take me a while. Got 7 minutes to use 3 tokens. It's a bit tight. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, it's progress. What I meant is I wouldn't use him in Arena because I don't think he's worth it. It's what I meant to say, right? That's why I'm saying I have a low opinion of him. Is generally, I think there are better options. Yeah, probably 60 crystals, you're not wrong. Oh, look! Go on, give me a Siffy Rotus to finish off the event. Or an Ultimate Death Knight, there we go. Should we troll-lol? Here we go. Are we ready for it? The really balanced champions. Are we ready for it? Are we ready to experience it? It's going to be amazing. Who can wait for this? Here it comes. I mean, they're quite slow, though. Maybe I can lock them out. Okay, fair. Come on then. 1. Didn't do too bad. Two. I probably should have taken Chris out, to be honest. The shield is what caused me problems there. What? I can't really misplay it when they picked it too late. I can't. This is the problem with drafting in Classic, in Live Arena, right, Darky? I can't just pivot mid-draft. I can't just suddenly slot Rosh card in because I'll just ban the Rosh card. So... like, you can't really misplay that. The misplay is the fact that there's 2 Tarases and I have to ban the Marichka because I can't ban the Taras. So, I personally don't think you can misplay anything there. You've lost. The only way you beat that is if you basically have Lockout. You have Yumiko. So you have to build Yumiko Warlord because if you just build what you want Yumiko, it gets banned out. And then you lose anyway. So... yeah, but, I mean, yeah, it's too late. That's what I'm saying. It's too late by that point. Just got a Siffy Arbiter Warlord Taras Leo fight. There you go. I know, right, Ethelred? Easy. You actually don't want to use Wukong's A1. That's not where it's valuable. Please don't stun me. 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 Okay, good. Please don't kill me. Ooh. Okay, well, we lost one. Let's just drop some turn meter. Killed that. Constantine's not surviving this. Okay, revive out. This is where we hope Vlad's speed is much greater than... don't stun me. Don't stun me. Okay, it's fine. Lockouts. Let's get some lockouts. Nice. Let's get some stunnage. Okay, decrease attacks. Not... Okay, she cleansed. How does Uko get a turn before me? Ah, he's gonna have a... Is he gonna... Oh, he's only A1. It's okay. It's okay. We haven't got an AoE. Whoa. Well, there's no point doing A2 yet. Don't stun me. Don't stun me. Don't stun me. Don't stun me. Whew. Let's get some A2s. Okay, well, we took out Leo, so that's one death threat. There we go. We win. We win. Wow, we're stressful. You've lost. Please don't extend this fight for me. You've lost. Quick. 1 minute to spare. One minute to spare. Oh, I don't even care if I lose. That one was close. I was like, just don't stun me. If the Uko stunned my Necra, my Constantine, we were in trouble. Oh, this one looks like a nice win. Clearly this guy's a fan of +1ing. Okay, well. He's a wonderful fan of like... I suppose Michinaki can do damage. But, I mean, they have no turn meter. They have no agency. So I'm just going to, like, stun out his Michinaki and one-shot him. It's a bit of a weird one, this one. All I'm seeing is lots of empowerments. Okay, it's a stone skin. We took a stone skin. Now we lock out their abilities. Now we kill his Michinaki. I don't know. Makes you wonder how he got to 2330 without a strategy. It's 1 second to spare. 1 sec. Made it. We're climbing. We're at like 2200 now. I don't think Rats has played a single fight here since he's got Quintus. We're close to getting the next Chaos Ore. What rewards we at here? 4,000 is what we need with 2,700. We'll get in there. We'll climb in. We'll get in there. But the main reason why we do this, of course, is wonderful area bonuses. Because what do we want to do? We want to increase our Jintoro bonus. 2% more on my Jintoro. Baby steps. What a waste of area bonus this is, but it's fun. No, I'm going for area bonuses. I want to get this maxed, then I want to try and get into gold, then I want to get this maxed, and then I want to get this maxed. Yeah, 38 people, I mean... So... It's been a nice casual day today, really, because if I'm being honest, I did everything yesterday. We did kind of lose out on the the training event. Fair play to the person I was up against. They did really well. So I got a +3 emic. So, you know. I too have my eye on that 10-1 clan boss team, yeah. I just want to make the world's most craziest Jintoro team. That's what I'm after. He's not a bad turn meter control champion, Martinez, but he's a bit limited. Yeah, it's not bad for rank 6. Because I like Clan Boss name. I play this game because I enjoy Clan Boss. So, yeah, time zones are awkward, right? Yeah, Jintoro Alva team on a 3-1. Yeah, I gotta run it actually in a minute. Unfortunately, it's Force Affinity though, so it's not as impressive. But it's Force Affinity. Oh, I didn't want to auto battle. It was. Why is it enabled? Oh, I didn't want to auto battle. I hate auto battle. Why is it always enabled? So annoying. I don't want to auto battle. I do when I need it, Demetra. I don't do it straight away. You don't earn enough gold bars, I tend to find. Do you want to see some damage? You'll see some damage now. When I optimize a Christopher Hydra, does it all take into consideration my area bonuses? If you select it as the battle target, then yes, Stiko, it will. I don't really use my Baron anymore. He doesn't do enough damage. And generally because Phantom Touch is not good on an AoE perspective. And he's more of an AoE champion for me than a single target, so. I mean, my 4 keys to get 4 top chests on Clan Boss, so just can't see the point building Jintoro when the team's working, or am I thinking wrong? Don't have to build him. It's totally up to you. Don't upgrade the training pit slots, Miller. They're terrible. You can unlock them, but just don't upgrade them. It's like the worst investment of your gems. Really bad. We're waiting for about turn 10. Once it gets to turn 10, you'll see some really stupid numbers. I know it's only Nightmare, but it's kind of nutty. Yeah, it's a 3-1. I was going to record a video today, but the day has got away from me. So... How would I build Bad Alpha Clan Boss? I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. I think there are better poisoners out there than him. Yeah, it's not really worth even unlocking it, but I mean, you can unlock the slots, but I wouldn't upgrade the slots. That's so bad. Yeah, Bora's really good for Hydra. If you were to build Bad Elf for Clan Boss, it depends how you're going to use him. If you're going to use him as the cleanser, you need to get him in the right speed tune. He doesn't hit incredibly hard, so probably just poison is the way to go. Like, you could build him for damage, but if you're probably using him, you might be using him survivable, so you just make him survive and just make him do poisons, basically. Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many prisms we're going to get. As I said in the video, 80 is fine if they increase the event rewards equivalently, right? So if I can get at least 1 or 2 summons out of this event, then fine, I'm happy. But if I can't get any summons for free, then it's pretty lame. Apparently, it's the 72 forms that Sun Wukong can take in Chinese mythology in the bin. It was a lore thing. I think probably they didn't quite realize how much people would take that as a bit of a meme, or maybe they did. I don't know. But I'm like, you're just asking for trouble. Where else should I use Emic? He's pretty good in Arena if you can protect the taunt. Pretty good in Hydra for like just keeping your team alive, unkillable. You know, force some things, I guess. It's pretty good. Yeah, they will probably push more events. We'll have to see what happens. So, we're starting to get to the territory now where we'll start taking some damage in a second. Yeah, protection set Emic. Lightning Cage Emic is also a very good option. Use the Lightning Cage to protect the buffs. It's probably more consistent than protection, at least until you can get 9 out of 9 protection. So we're nearly there. We're nearly there to see the big numbers. Oh, really big pops. Crazy. The good news is I've now got double the opportunity to sustain Brimstone, which I didn't have before. So it'll be interesting to see over the next... on Ultra Nightmare, the better affinity, how well Emic does. The problem with Nightmare is it takes a while for him to deal damage to me. It takes a lot longer. So even though Nightmare is an easier difficulty, it's actually lower damage to some extent because it takes him a bit longer to get the damage going to activate the Fury. Hey Zap, I was trying to look for the resist needed for Hydra Hard, but I couldn't find it on the HH site. It's in the Stages tool, Titan. It's also in the Optimizer. If you pick Hydra, it'll tell you. I think we're on the cusp. 609. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Do you think protection moves up a tier with the accessories? I think 9 out of 9 protection specifically is very potent. I don't think it's very potent without. Here we go then. Are you ready for it, guys? Are you ready for the ultimate Jintoro damage? It's still not purely full because we haven't got the Emic passive. Here we go. That was like 750 to 770,000 5 times. And that wasn't even with Emic's passive. And I've seen it hit hard on that. I've seen that hit 800,000. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a vacation. I mean, we're going to Vegas for TwitchCon. It's kind of like a vacation, right? Oh, this might be the one. This might be the one. As long as it doesn't get a continuous heal. 887,000! Because we got the Emic passive. 887,000 damage. It could be. I do feel like you lose a lot with War Master, right? So you're losing like 90 or 60%, like 60, 70 Ks. So like you'd lose around about 4 million. It will be my first time in Vegas, yes. First time in America, actually. It will, Scrum. Hit that in a cold night in Stoke. Did Arsenal win today? Surely they did. One 0. Oof, nice. Oh, we know. We were looking at hotels and we've realized in Vegas you can't just get a room for one person in Vegas. It's like every room is a suite. It's like you don't really get the option of just one room in Vegas. Is the champion tier list disabled? No, why? Should be working. What problem you having, Santiago? I won't know about the splash damage till I see his multipliers. It's not working for you. What screen are you getting? Let me just check. We did have some problems earlier today, so let me just make sure it's definitely working. Why is that not working? Yeah, it's not working. Hang on, let me have a look. Why is it not working? Yeah, it's not working at the moment. I'm trying to figure out why it's not working. So I'm just trying to get the champion tier list to work. I don't really know why it's not working, which is really stressing me out. Honestly, today has been one of those days. And I'm going to look at it. It's not working at the moment. I haven't rebuilt my Michinaki, no. It works if you're logged in, but it's not working if you're logged out. And I don't know why at the moment. Which is a stressful thing for me. Sorry guys, I'm a bit distracted a second. I'm just trying to make sure it'll work. No, it should be fine once I figure it out now. There we go. Should be working now. If you want to give it another go. No, it's fine. If it wasn't working for you, it would not work for other people, so... Saf, is there any way to know how much EHP you'll need to survive crit rate from a certain boss in the calculator? I mean, effectively, EHP should equate to the actual damage you take, so... If you got 100,000, he hits for 100,000, that should match up, if that makes sense. What if it's A2 comes back like a Leaker's A2? Will the splash damage be good? No, because the splash damage doesn't crit. The splash damage is limited to how much excess damage, and it doesn't crit, so you can't re-multiply it, which means his A2 splash will be quite poor. I think, generally. It'll not be terrible, but it won't be very good. If that makes sense. It'll be okay. So... It will ignore 50% defense, but it won't crit, so it doesn't do any damage. That's the problem you're going to have. It won't do any damage, so it won't crit. So... It's okay on force. Obviously, there's 3 magic-based damage dealers here, so it does lose a lot of damage, so... But it's still a comfy 1 key even on force, this team. Full auto, brutal, ultra nightmare, nightmare, and... like everything. It's full auto, all difficulties. Press go, win game. It's a dream. Yes. But that 165,000, even at 50% ignore defense, is still going to be around about 60,000, right? Or maybe 50,000. Because even at like 50% ignore defense, it's still reducing damage by about 50 to 60%. So you're probably not... Like, if you have decreased defense out on everyone, maybe, but you wouldn't have that situation. As I said, we'll have to see what his multipliers are. It could work. I just wouldn't put much stock in it, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't say that it's likely to. I think it's full auto on hard as well, Scrum. But obviously, I don't need to stay in tune for long on hard. Because you're not ignoring 100% defense. It's not additive. You basically take 165,000, you ignore 50% of the target's defense. So if the target has 4,000 defense, it's still going to reduce the incoming damage by 50 to 60% because you're not ignoring enough defense. And because you don't crit, you can't re-critically hit, so it's not as much. You may, but then I would argue, does it really matter? Because if you have decreased defense on everyone, you just kill them with a standard AoE nuker. I'm pretty sure my uncommon sniper could kill everyone with decreased defense out. Like, this damage will always be lower on Spirit Nightmare because he doesn't do enough damage to Jintoro. Are you running a team that's usually that's using? Yes, it is. It uses everything. He's the solo unkillable and he's using his A2. Are we ready for it? Are we ready for it? One more. One more into the breach. Way! Boom! 200 million. There is a way to replace Ares, but you have to replace Jintoro with a block debuff, so you lose a lot of damage. No, I was speaking to Deadwood yesterday or the day before. We need to get the team up on the website. Once I do the video on it, we will. That's quite a big jump in damage. Painkeeper was about 4 to 5 million ahead of Emic. Painkeeper's now behind Emic, which means that 3-star Soul with Brimstone is having an impact. So I'm pretty confident I can breach 200 million in Ultra Nightmare now. I'm pretty confident. So Shogun has 35,874 attack and 50% crit damage. Would I have to multiply his attacks by 1.5? Am I doing it wrong? Multiply it by 1.5. Yes, 1.5. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You lose too much. So once I finish optimizing this team, I think it'll get to around about 240 million on Ultra Nightmare. I think there's another 30 to 40 million to come in Jintoro's build. There's a lot of progress I could have with Elva and Emic, right? A bigger aura. Once I get more crit damage and area bonuses and different things like that, I can really push it. I did on my free-to-play, yeah. So, it's strong. Does Anax replace Ruella in my Bat Eater team? As long as he doesn't break his passive, yes. We're only going to do a few keys here, to be honest. I really just, we need to do a bit of gear cleansing. We'll probably do about 30 minutes gear cleansing, and I'm going to cut the stream short today because it's been such a stressful 48 hours. I need to take a bit of a breather. So we'll do a bit of gear cleansing, try and break through all the backlog. Have you built your CV? No. I actually decided to take a bit of a breather on the free-to-play because I've been working so hard on a bunch of different things. I needed to take a break. So I actually took a step back from the free-to-play for a couple of days. I will probably get back into the free-to-play in about a week's time. Once the optimizer is back to a stable and happy place where everyone's happy with it, then I will start looking at it. But at the moment, I feel like I feel like I need to spend a good 2 more days trying to essentially get the UI of the optimizer where we want it to be, right? It's close, but there's still fundamental issues in terms of display porting. I need to move a few different elements around. We've got a lot of bugs to iron out. Balance mode needs a bit of a solution, so I've got to figure out a solution for that. So that's my plan. Cold Brew had the audacity to say Whisper's not very good in Hydra. I did admonish his behavior. I was like, what do you want about Colbro? Whisper's a queen. How long we got on this? I can do the rest of it tomorrow. Cool. So we do have this deck of fates tomorrow, which is going to be summoning. It's what? It's champion training, summoning souls. So I guess I'm doing another video tomorrow on this thing. So are you looking for more developers on the HH team? Not really. I make it sound like I'm stressed. I'm more stressed about the fact that I'm trying to balance out everyone's, what people want, if that makes sense, expectations. So we're not looking for developers at the moment. Is it not artifact enhancement for deck fates? No, I'm pretty sure it's training. You'll be leveling up champions. So leveling dungeon divers and opening soul stones. So divers, soul stones, and training. You cut Colbro. Oh, harsh. Harsh. To be fair to Colbro, we didn't know. And a lot of people don't. It's why I've been advocating so heavily about Whisper. It's like people sleep on how strong she is. She just has the power to break through pretty much everyone. You know, people forget that. She's such a strong champion because of her rotation. Because all they look at is the A2 and they think, well, the A2 doesn't beat a maximum HP. But when you actually combine the A3 with the A2 with Warmaster and everything else, she overcomes it. Yeah, it's champions, so. You know, after we've just did this, I literally burnt so many resources a little bit to do this. It was close. Well done, Jackalooza. Congrats. So. I did hear about Oddwin and Ivy's news. I haven't had a chance to congratulate them yet because I only saw it from a message that Hellhades sent because I've been in my bubble. So I'll probably extend my well wishes and congratulate them. I actually cannot believe it's been so long since the wedding. It feels like it was yesterday that we were in Romania, but it was actually a long time ago. So I feel like, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Whisper made it into this pool probably because of all my campaigning. I don't want to be like that big-headed person who says, oh, they did this because of me. But I do feel like that Whisper made it into this pool because I've done so many videos trying to basically promote the strength of Whisper. I feel like... Just like I feel like Snick Track's in here because YST has championed him for so much. I just found that quite funny, to be honest. Right, how much gear space have I got? 90. That's not great. Need to make some space. This will probably be bad. Why is Theodore here? I don't really know. I mean, activating HP burns maybe Control Freak. That's the only thing I can think of. Because Poison's certainly not. I don't really need a 6-star speed boot, honestly. Don't really get a 6-star speed boot boss does some of the pieces. Okay, let's be brutal. How good a roll is that? 5, 10, 15, 20. It could be better. 7, 14, 21, 28, right? No, 6, 12, 18, 24. That's mid-roll. This is good. That's probably worth keeping. I don't have enough curse to sell, so we can't sell that. That's pretty trash. That's pretty trash. That's pretty trash. That's pretty trash. Got to start being brutal, haven't I? So this is where we're being brutal. Might keep those two just in case. Might keep that because it might be useful. Sell. Keep back 'cause it's speed. Toxic. Sell. That's really bad. It's poor. Poor. Is it 5, 10, 15, 20? It's perfect. Can't really get much better than that. It's like 6, 12, 18, 24. It's pretty sellable. 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 What's it? It's like 10, 20, 30, 40. It's pretty okay, actually. What is the boot, though? Speed, yeah, it's pretty okay. That's pretty bad. That's pretty okay. So what I got there? 5, 10, what is it? 6, 12, 18. It's pretty low roll. Sell that. Speed, speed. That's lame. 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 It's alright. I'm trying to clear some space so I can get some space off my champions. That's what we're doing here right now. Just kind of like finding the pieces that I'm just like, I just don't want them. And I'm being brutal. I'm being brave. I'm being brave and brutal. $27 5-star pieces sold. Okay. What we want to do now is try and find champions who've got really bad gear. They're probably going to be champions in this pile of crap here, where they're like mid-range. Tolf. To the reserve vault. Remove. What do you mean? I didn't make space. I did make space in the jewelry. Sell. Most of these are just selling. Well, that should give me a bit of space. I wish we could exclude sets, I'll be honest. Like, I just kind of want to find all these pieces that are just... I just don't care. I just don't care. This is absolutely worthwhile keeping. I just don't see the value in it. Sell some of that. Okay, where were we? Tolf, back to my reserve vault. Go. Remove. Nice. It's just a little trick someone showed me. If you just want to quickly deselect gear. I mean, she's not even got gear on. You can just do it this way. It's very quick. So I'm kind of like looking for 5-star gear that I can just instantly sell. But apparently I don't have an awful lot of 5-star gear. Someone's going to have 5-star gear here. Surely. Or not, apparently, as it seems. Apparently everyone's got good gear. I say good gear, I don't know actually how quality it is. Okay, what about legendaries? Physics. I feel like we can figure that out. Oh, we've run out of space here. Let's just pull in Barsatha to the collection. We did actually make rank 6 Barsatha. I guess I'll do some content on it someday. Actually, I want to do that because I want to use Glizea for content at some point. She's not even wearing any gear. What are these? Not even wearing gear. Not even wearing gear. Or is it just bugged? Half of them are not even wearing gear. What the hell's going on? Wow, all of these champions don't wear gear. What the hell? They are awful. He's not wearing any gear. Look at them all. They don't deserve to be Vault Lords. They're not even, like, carrying the pressure of the team. He's not got any gear. Lord above. Not any gear. Not any gear. What have I been doing in my life? Got these champions we can put gear on. Oh, you're definitely a Vault Lord. Let's put you... You're a Vault Lord. There we go. Now we're going to find the pieces that are worth getting rid of. Oh, we need to make some space. Okay. Okay. Well, good progress. I built Brogni... sorry, I wasn't even looking. What blessing would you suggest for 1-star Brogni? I think I had him in 5-star Crushing Rend is the best. I mean, if you're using them generally, Brimstone is going to be the better for Brogni. Generally. But Crushing Rend is also quite good, I guess, if you need the A2. But it's only going to work once. You could go Aura. But I would say Brimstone generally. I built Brogni, Hellborn, Sprite, Sandash, and Corpulent Cadaver based on HH times Victor tests. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it in there, then you can't really do it unless you've got Crushing Rend at 6-star. So... I know, I've got so much here, right? Oh, well, we can sell that. 5-star gear. Sell, sell. What's that rolled at? 10, 20, 30, 40. It's a pretty high roll. It's got with the high sort of spear as well. This is fine. Sell. Sell. Sell, sell, sell. Sell, sell. All of it's going to the other world. The realm of no return. Skull Crusher's not wearing anything. Lethea's not wearing anything. Oh my lord. Oh my days. He's not wearing anything. No wonder why I haven't had any storage space. All of the champions I'm not wearing gear. No wonder why. Brockle's not wearing gear. Oh, that's definitely a reserve fault. Okay, we've run out of space. Yeah, but it's context. That's the thing, Taha. Like, for my account now, unless it's 6-star, it's not worth it for me. Like, I just... It's, you know, this is just not good enough for my gear. It's got to be really good like this. It may have been good one day, but today it's no longer good. Like this, not good. Back in the day, it might have been quite good. Who should I invest in and use as my Spider HP burner between Mordecai, Tyrant, and Artak? Artak will have more usefulness. Have you made Emmett Clammer's team the free-to-play? Not yet, Ruz. I haven't really been on the free-to-play in a couple of days. I needed a break. I feel like that's... Let's throw some of these in the reserve vaults. Oh, actually, we need to... we need to pull some of these out, so let's pull you guys out. I don't want you out of the... We are going to have so much inventory space by the end of this. It's going to be a joke. Probably need to look at some of these 5-star rares now. No. 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 Sell. Sell. Does Tyrant have any use outside of Spider? My CB is unkillable, so don't need him there. Not really. Probably need to start looking at these and work our way down 6-star rares now. That. Thinking of roll ranges, 7, 14, 21. It's very low roll, so no. That one, no speed, probably sell. This one, low roll. This one, resistance and accuracy is pointless. This one, pretty good rolls. What we should do with that is we should upgrade to level 12. If it gives us a flat stat, it's probably a sell, right? It's a sell now. If it didn't give us a flat stat, it was probably quite good, but now it's giving us a flat stat, it's a sell. That one's okay. That one's generally quite poor because I need speed on Cursed. Honestly, unless these are all really well, like, no. 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 It's so hard to justify keeping these pieces now. Now they've nerfed the set to oblivion. The weirdest change this year, I think, I would say, that frenzy change is probably the weirdest thing they've changed all year. I don't understand the change at all. Maybe it's okay. Right. Attack percentage, low roll, pretty high rolls, and speed, pretty bad. That's worth keeping. Worth keeping even though it's low rolled. That one's okay. That one's low rolled everywhere. That one's okay. These are all going to be speed boots, I bet. That I've just kept over the time in case I need them. Oh, it's pretty poor. Low roll. That one's a low roll as well. Provoke, I'm guessing I'm keeping now because I need them. Retaliation, crit rate, attack, pretty poor. Crit rate, nothing else, pretty poor. Now, if that roll speed is okay, actually. That's good. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Depends what that rolls. It's kind of low. Actually, that's a low roll. Crit damage. Don't have many of those, so we keep them. I don't really think there's a need for that. Sell all those. Just purging all of these. We're doing quite well so far. I feel like I'm being brutal enough, right? Maybe they changed Frenzy because of some Terminator glitches. I just don't really understand what they did with Frenzy. It's almost like they buffed Nogdar and then within the same breath nerfed Nogdar. I haven't used Nogdar since they nerfed Frenzy because I feel like he lost all his power. We'll just leave all that. Just take all those out. Okay with that. Perfect rolls. Okay. It's a rubbish piece. No use for that. Speed and accuracy is what I'm looking for here. That sells. Useless. It's pretty poor as well. It's kind of low rolled everything. So we sell both of those. It's pretty poor. That's a good purge. Got us down to 153. What else we got going on in here then? Poor Syl, not carrying anything there. Syl can actually... Robar's not got any gear equipped. Oh, Lord above. We have 2-star gear. Alert, we have 2-star gear. Good Lord, how have I got that in here? We need to make more space. Let's just put some of you guys into my master. Truly, we are finding some of the most awful equipment in this game. Awful. Don't tell Hellhades. He's on holiday. He doesn't need to know. I'm running out of space here. I mean, he's just not wearing any gear. He's not wearing any gear. He's not... Ooh, look at that. Put you over here. So many opportunities for saving gear, and I've just... This is why my mailbox has been so bad. Because look at all the opportunities I've got to store things away that I've not been using. Like Roshgard, just rocking no gear. Ooh, look at that. We found more 4-star gear. Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm a little bit ashamed, not gonna lie. Oh, we've run out of storage space. Sell. 1, 2. Oof. I know why Nari the Lucky. Nari the Lucky had that when I was originally testing bolster pieces to see how they worked. That's why Nari the Lucky had those pieces. It wasn't because I was actually keeping them. It's just because I was testing things and I probably forgot to take it off him. Probably because I felt like it was too expensive, so I just didn't bother. That one's alright. Speed is probably okay because we are lacking. That's a terrible piece. That should be sold. Terrible piece. It should be sold. Terrible piece. It should be sold. Sold. Pretty sure that's when I used to run. Okay. Sold. Sell. What do we got here? Sell. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's fine. That's fine. And that sells. That's okay. It's okay. Sell. Sell. And I think some of this protection and perception gear I retained essentially when I didn't have a lot of it, right? When we first got the pieces, we kind of kept them until, you know, I had a lot more of it. All these champions just not wearing any gear. We found the bad stockpile. This is the stockpile of sets and gears that I was talking about. The not so good gear that I've just been keeping a hold of. That probably I should not be keeping a hold of. Run out of space though. Probably need to do another cleanse. Are we actually generating any silver, though? I have no idea anymore. I've no idea how much silver I've actually generated from this. Probably not a lot. That's a sell. I'm gonna get rid of that. Nobody cares about that. Bad. Bad. What do we want to sell? Sell. Sell. It's pretty awful. Sell. Where are we at to? We've actually made 5 million silver. That's not bad. We kind of want to get, like, this done. Just get an epic book. But all of this sort of inventory storing now, what we can do is we can start basically building up some champs. Right, if we go down to this stockpile. So, with the champion training, why not sell from the inventory tab? You can sell equipped items if you've got a few spots. You have to take them off to sell them, Dimitra. You can't sell them from here. You can only destroy them from here. I've actually lost millions of player power for my artifact power, but it's about to go up. No, you can sell. What do you mean? From where? Here? No, you can't. Where? Where? You can't sell from inventory. You can destroy, you can remove, you can swap, but you cannot sell. You can, so you can basically filter. You can't sell from this, right? So you can basically filter, sell, and here, and then sell all. But you can't, like, sell equipped, can you? See? You gotta remove it. You can't sell. You can't sell from equipped. Look. Physically telling you have to remove it first. So it doesn't really matter. You have to remove it, then sell it. Look, for example, if I just do this and I go... four-star, right? I have to remove it, then I can sell it. So it's the same process of what I'm doing right now, which is just do it all in one go and then it goes into my inventory. Yes, okay, I agree. It's much easier to find. Fine. That's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. It's much easier to find, I guess. So you can make that assessment, yeah. So like this, for example. But then I don't actually know. I haven't put the champions into my storage to know that they're available. So, because I have to do this. And actually, this process is probably more slower than me just doing it in one button. You know, technically this won't take me long to do, but it's just like, it's probably slower for me to keep clicking all these buttons. You won't lose silver because it doesn't cost you anything to remove it, because it's the free gear swapping, right? Because this is on, so it costs you nothing right now. But my system just feels a bit better because I can just take them all off in one go. Is there any more glaring options we should be doing here before we continue? I mean, Quaster. Because the thing is, at least by doing this, I'm putting champions into my storage that I know have gear that basically need re-gearing, right? Once this hits 240 or 245, I think we'll start putting gear back on champions. We might even like clear out most of our inventory space here, because a lot of this stuff is just trash. You know, a lot of it is like instant sell. No! I pressed the wrong button. Wait, where did the champion go? Did I put him in collection? Where did Gorlos go? Did it destroy my champion? No. I put him in. What happened to the Gorlos? Oh well. Such is life. We pressed the wrong button. I'm sure he probably wasn't holding much use. If he was holding good gear, well, I'll have to refarm it, won't I? The probability is he wasn't holding very good gear. Okay, I think we'll just do one more check. Sell all these. What do we got here? No. 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 It's alright. Why do you have all these unleveled champions with bad gear in your vault? Because this is all of the artifacts that I had 18 months ago. That I probably put on these champions at some point to test. And then never actually, or, you know, to build. That I've kept gear on them that I haven't had the ability to go back and actually cleanse. Because, you know, my account has progressed. You know, my account has progressed, and it's like, okay, now we need to, right, we're at 242 here. Let's build some champions here. It's not because they're muling, it's just because I've never had the time, because often a lot of this artifact, it's only because it's a free gearing event that I can do this. Otherwise, it would cost me too much. It would be too much. I'd lose too much by trying to do it. Like this, for example. I can remove it and sell it straight away. which you couldn't do because essentially it would cost you more than just selling it right now, yeah? So this is why I've needed to do this for a while, because as you can see, a lot of these pieces are not worth keeping. That one's maybe okay. They're pretty average pieces that if I picked them up today, I would instantly sell them. I wouldn't keep an awful lot of them. Like this one, wouldn't keep it. But it's only because they've been stuck on a champion that you just can't really get rid of it, that it's been like this situation. Right, so now we've done that, we can start loading this up with gear. So we can start chucking things around. You know, this stuff is much better gear. I'm trying to make sure I use pieces that I might need in the future. But not things I would definitely use straight away, right? Like that one there, it's kind of low rolled everywhere, so it's not really worth keeping. Playing accountant like yours feels like a 9 to 5 job than phone. It is, it can be. It can be. Especially if you're trying to catch up. Like, you know, I to be honest, if you gave me an option right now, do I want to be sat on stream? Gear cleansing. It's not that I don't want to be sat on stream, I just don't want to be gear cleansing. Because it's boring. And I'm kind of tired. Just all that. Skull Crown is geared. So she can go back into the vault. Dwedan of the Runic. What do we got going on here? Someone's actually... Oh, someone's okay. Why am I doing that? That's awful. Remove. But I'm going to be able to get so much inventory space back from this. It is actually going to be a dream. Like, so much. It doesn't help as well. I do an awful lot more re-gearing than the average account. Because we're obviously building teams all the time and I'm doing content all the time, I end up taking things off champions I've literally just moved them on to, and I move things around all the time. So you end up in a situation where you generally have what I have here, which is very fragmented, right? There's lots of champions with not wearing a lot of gear. And you might say, well, if you're not using it, why are you keeping it? You never know when some of this gear might be useful in the future. Like this, if I need a shield set, it's pretty good. This is not, I don't need a shield set right now, but in the future I might. I don't need a destroy set right now, but when I do, it's a pretty good destroy set. So... you know, I should put accessories on them, but to be honest, I'm not too worried about accessories. Even though accessories are a big storage issue, but that's because I just haven't rolled enough of them. Once I roll my accessories in storage, it'll be fine. I'll probably do that in the next artifact enhancement event. I will probably just roll stuff. This was all about freeing up space on my actual champion, in my actual inbox, to be able to farm, like, dungeon content. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the righteous stuff. And we're going to stock all this up. Boom, 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 boom. I haven't even rolled this. Look. It's awful. Sell. It's a shame to sell Defiant Gear because I don't have an awful lot of it, but if it's just not going to roll well, we might as well just sell it. Right, it's just there's no value in keeping these pieces. If I'm not going to reforge them, I'm not going to sell them. Well, hopefully, lads, this is going to be like a big, like, you know, big boost to try and improve it. Like, a big problem right now in the inbox is this actually might not do an awful lot to the inbox because a lot of the inbox is full of accessories. So it might actually not dent the inbox too much. Like, that is just awful, isn't it? But most of these champions in this don't actually have accessories either. So I can eventually, once I roll them up and I still have too much, then I can start going back in and putting them on champions that, you know, require it. Like this here, unless it's triple roll, this is not worth keeping. I'm never going to use it. Let's just sell it on. So now we can basically have this, this, remove, sell. What's this? That looks pretty bad. Sell. We'll keep some divine life because you never know when you need a divine life. Speed. HP resistance is fine. Yeah, I'm still streaming. Anyone got a shield? Can't get attack percentage on a shield. What am I doing? Oh, it's such a dull process this now, but look at all these champions I gotta basically put gear on. To free up. Oh, look at this. We haven't rolled this. It's alright. The risk you have with all this, obviously, is like, what happens tomorrow when I want to gear a champion and I have to take all this gear back off? Hey, Seth, would you run Blind Seer unbooked in Clan Boss? Not really, unless I had no option. If that was my only option, then yes, but if I had another option, I would not. Is with it in curse set a good idea for Hydra? I think so. An AoE champion in curse set is always very good. Someone with a consistent AoE, like Krisk, is really good, right? Yeah, when I say alright, it's probably like to most people too bad, like worse. When I'm like, like this one is low rolled, so I should sell it. thing is, you never know when you need resistance for things as well. It's not, you just can't predict what you're going to need in the future. So it's, you don't want to sell things that are inaccessible without like taking due care, right? You don't want to make it so that you limit your account potential just because one thing doesn't fit to the model right now. You kind of need to like think a little bit forward on some sets, especially if they're like cruel or something that are harder to acquire, and go, do you know what, right now I don't need it, but this one, if I did need it, is rolled pretty well. Obviously, if it's rolled poorly, you don't keep it. Like this right now is, and if it rolls crit damage, it's kind of good, so probably okay. Never know when you need a little bit of crit damage with resistance. What we got up here? Accuracy. Boom. Boom. Like Relentless, for example, is a great candidate. Relentless is one of those examples where I might need an attack percentage with speed in the future, so I'll keep it. So the chances are most of the time I do a build, I won't use that piece. But when I do need it, it'll be one of the better pieces on the account because it's rolled really well, right? And Relentless isn't exactly the set that you're swimming in thousands of pieces that you can just go, well, I might find a better piece in the future, right? You might look at it and go, it's a bit meh at the moment, but then in the future, that meh piece might actually become really, really good. I do start to wonder where all my pieces are. How much player power have we added? Well, we added 100,000 player power. We've actually made so far, we're down to 1,100. Obviously, I've got like 184 in here, but as you can see, a lot of this is actually accessories. Not much of it anymore is artifacts. Like there's a set of artifacts here we can pick up when we were doing a little bit. Might as well pick these up now, clear them out. Then we got some of our righteous gear here. Set of Hydra rewards. Bit more righteous gear. We're under 150. Don't go crazy, guys, but we're under 150 in the inbox. The rest, I think this is just accessories. Yeah, it's just rest is just accessories. So we've got 135 accessories in the inbox. Where do you see the monkey can be used? I think Hydra, he's going to be top tier. I think Arena, he's going to be top tier. I think he's going to change the Arena meta. I really do. I really do think he's going to change the Arena meta. It's pretty good. I don't even know why. I reckon that's a CBC piece, if I've ever seen one myself. You do love how I was like sitting there thinking, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Ultimate Death Knight's going to be even worse now because everyone's got a 4-star soul. And then they immediately were like, oh, have a Wukong. Wukong will solve your problem, right? As they say, Plarium giveth and Plarium taketh. I should have kept that piece, never mind. I'm so happy that Ultimate Death Knight. Honestly, I might just... Literally, I might dedicate an entire video to the death of Ultimate Death Knight. Where I'm dancing on his grave. I don't even care how trash Wukong's damage will be. If he ends Ultimate Death Knight, so we no longer have to sit on the stream, I reckon if we added up the cumulative amount of time that we have sat on stream watching one of my champions hit the hell out of a Stone Skin Ultimate Death Knight, it's got to be at least one whole stream worth of content. It's got to be at this point. So, yeah, yes, I know. No, I don't want glyphs. I don't want jewelry. Fine. It's got to be high now, surely. Nah, it's bad now. We're going to get a Monday bank holiday. That's the idea. I'm going to stay up. We're going to do another Artak stream. We're doing a crazy Artak stream. That's the plan. Well, we basically stayed up until we got him on reset and tested him out, built him out. Could have been great. Instead, it was trash. Could have been great, except it was trash. All that silver we made, by the way, we're losing it very quickly. We're already down to 14 million. How it fluctuates. It's all right. Ooh, triple roll. Quad roll, quad roll, quad roll, quad roll, quad roll. Oh, it's so close. So close. Oh. 7, 14, 21, 28. 28 out of 26. Pretty good. Take that. Ultimate Death Knight deflection and 4-piece stone skin with a successful kit to gamble. Yes, because deflection is such a low chance, it's not worth it. And Ultimate Death Knight's only purpose in life is to be in stone skin for 2 turns. So, yes, I'm almost certain that will not work. Can you believe that you don't get instant upgrade until like level 40 on this game? What a bonkers decision that is, right? Like, not only have you got to get deflection, you've got to get it good resistance, and you've got to get all the stone skin accessories, and then you've got to roll 20%. Like, you're rolling an awful lot of dice to get not much reward. So I would suggest, if anything, you're better off just building him in something annoying like Bolster. So at least you give you more EHP. That'll give you more effective HP than, you know. These pieces are okay. Oh, King of Triple Rolling. Still worth keeping though. King of Triple Rolling. Ooh. That one's a little bit low roll, but it's okay still. That one's a bit naff, to be honest. We'll sell that one. Nope. Yeah, but I think in order for you to get... I think you need him to be like... Honestly, 1,000 resistance. I think if he's not 1,000 resistance, it's not enough resistance. Did you snipe the 4-star? I got the 3-star, which I'm okay with. I congratulate the winner of my tournament for being very persistent with it. He did really well, to be fair. It was a good battle. Triple roll. Triple roll. Ooh. It's like I can summon it from the depths now, and I can just go triple roll. And the triple roll happens. Oh, it's close. Very close. You know, I can just basically go triple roll. Ooh. Didn't quite happen that time. There was a lot of stone skin and protection that we missed out on because the game glitched on me. I wish there was a filter in raid. We have it on the optimizer, just like unleveled gear. It's very hard to find unleveled gear on this game. King of triple roll. Triple roll! Oh. Yeah, the reason why I say you need it is because you just need increased accuracy. Like, that's the problem. If you've just got increased accuracy, you're good. And there's so many easily powerful, like Lady Kimmy, for example. She's just such a strong champion. You get a free block debuffs removal, increased accuracy on your team, and then all of a sudden now you're in a bit of a problem because you've got to beat, you need to like counter his increased accuracy. It's very difficult. You know, if you think like 600 accuracy with increased accuracy is 900 accuracy. Then you put an aura in there, something like a Mithrala aura. Now you're at 1,000 accuracy. So you see what I mean? You need like 1,000 resistance, otherwise you're not going to resist it. This is the fundamental problem with resistance. That's why a lot of people don't bother building resistance. They'd much rather just build effective HP and build tanky than trying to build resistance. Because the resistance is only as valuable if you can ensure that you don't get broken. The moment you lose the resistance check, resistance is a useless stat. Whereas at least with HP and defense, it's never useless. It may not be the best thing in the world, but it's never useless. When you've got HP and defense, right? I don't even know why I'm keeping that. It's awful. Right, what other protections do we have? What blessing would you use for Emic? I've put Brimstone, but in Arena, I would put Lightning Cage to protect his taunt. You're going to bring Kimmy, Wukong, Mithrala. What kind of fourth will kill? Taras. What I mean is, I'm just giving you concepts, right? I'm not saying all these champions will go together. I'm just saying, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, you could bring an Axiora, you can bring a Speed Aura, right? You can just rely on the increased accuracy. I'm not saying those are the champions I would build a team around. I'm just giving you the concept of how you would approach it and why increased resistance, why resistance is a very difficult stat to actually weight in Arena, because you need an awful lot of something that you can't guarantee is going to be enough. Obviously, you can like manipulate it your side with an increased resistance aura, and you can triple down on it, but the further you index into resistance, the squishy you become, and then eventually I could just one-shot you. Because it doesn't even matter then, because the shield is not strong enough because you haven't indexed into any HP. I'll just one-shot you instead. So if I can't sheep you, I'll just kill you. It's just the issue of resistance. It's only as good as whether it lasts, and the moment you lose it, it has no value. It's not like resistance has like some sort of weighting towards effective HP in any form. Essentially, the moment resistance fails, you've basically indexed your entire build into a fail. And that is, for me, the fundamental flaw. Like, sometimes you index a little bit of resistance so it doesn't cost you anything, because you can basically take out the majority of, like, the DPS debuffs, right? Your Vlads, who may have, like, a couple of hundred accuracy, by having, like, 400 resistance, it just means that the Vlad can't debuff you. You know, how many, over the years, how many times have we said it's a resistance meta and then Madame Cerisa's come along and just destroyed that concept, or some other champion has come and destroyed that concept? You know, it's... That's the reality of it. We'll have to see how it goes, though. Maybe some of the top meta players come up with a crazy idea. So... Yeah, you could do like a very, very fast champion to place increased resistance, and then that kind of ruins your meta. That's not as silly as it sounds, Mark, to be honest. I would say that's a potential outcome that you might see, which is players start building it like very extremely, it goes back a little bit to the speed meta. Because now you can actually deal with the problem that the speed meta has, which is you can't kill anyone because of various different issues, then you might be able to. Right, we're at 1,204. I actually just have a lot of re-gearing to do, so I'm going to do that, I think, offline. I've got loads of champions I just need to basically put gear onto, so I reckon we'll be below 900 by next stream. What do we need to do quickly, though? Because I always forget to check these. We need to beat the spiders with the dwarves 10 times. But it's fine, right? Because what do we now have in the dwarven faction? What do we now have in the dwarven faction? Of course, we have the Gnooty boy. So all we really need to do is do that. And then find our dwarves. I'm probably doing a Fulger. Geomancer. Who's got decreased defense here? See if this works. No, it's too fast. Oh well, maybe you can just one-shot it. No, not quite. I probably should not have used his A3 first. I should have waited. It's fine, we'll still win this one. Because once this is up, probably be able to one-shot it. Try that again. Instead of actually doing it with one shot, we just basically get that out. Drop turn meter. Boost. Decrease defense. I need to use Gnut. I need to use dwarves. I have to do it with the dwarven faction. Even then, it's still not enough. There's not another max HP nuker in the dwarves. Oh, we gotta refresh though. I mean, it'll work. It's not a problem. Like, we could probably solidify it by basically going... like that. Like, this really is not needed either. Have you actually got gear? That's the question. You do. Okay, well we can use Hern Dog. like I have a crazier. Come on, guys. How much room did I clear? We basically got to 100 inventory space, less than 150 in the inbox, but I've got about 15 to 20 champions that I could put gear on. So I reckon I'll be about 900 by the time I finish. Maybe like 100. Okay, what this can do now. Let's see. Ooh, that's chunky. That is chunky. Looks pretty good. Honestly, there's so much turn meter control in this team. I could probably put it full auto and it'd be fine. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it can just go full auto. The advantage is Knut's AI is dumb, so he does his A2 first, so kind of works in our favor. We're just kind of waiting for the boss to die. So, anyway guys, I'm going to finish this clan quest and I'm going to get some sleep. Shorter stream because of various different issues, but yeah, we'll see what the Deck of Fates event is like. How many more have we got to do this? How many more have we got? Clan quests. 6 more. Got it. We will see what awaits us behind the Deck of Fates tomorrow. Hopefully it's even better. Maybe we'll get some prism shards. I doubt it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Have a good week, guys.
If it's not too quiet outside,